Well, a very good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching. This is the Candid Talk and you're watching Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. Well, my name as usual is Ivan Sokenyi. And of course, this very bright afternoon I'm joined by the one and only, of course, one of the most sought after political analysts and commentators in this country and abroad, Professor Herman Manyora.
I read somewhere on the comment section, someone was saying you are not pronouncing your last name well.
Yeah, actually,
you saw it.
I saw that kind
and
of.
And you have not pronounced well. Can you now pronounce it?
My name is Evans Okinyi.
Okinyi,
yeah, that is my name.
Correct.
Yes. Because thank you so much. We do value all your comments, and that is why we always say that at the end of this video, please let us know what you think about what you're doing here through the comment section, and of course, do not fail to subscribe to this channel and. The channel, the other one, Let's Talk Love, Kenya.
Yes, Let's Talk Love.
Yeah. Let's Talk Love, Kenya, where we discuss a number of stuff. Of course, you'll be having Prof there with one of our own members here. Now, Prof, welcome to today's episode of the Candid Talk.
Thank you.
And things that are taking place in the country, and we are here always watch and keep the public informed of what is going on. And I saw a number of people in the comment section actually saying that you're doing a good work, and
Thank
of
you.
course, somebody is expecting. In fact, there is somebody who said that you should. You said at some point that you'd buy in 2027, yes. And they're here like saying, "Prof, begin as early as now."
I'm the only man who can make a difference in this country. So let's continue.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Prof, despite the order that was given by the court to halt the process of the application of the position of chief assistant. Secretaries, the chief administrative secretaries.
CAS.
Yeah, there was that order that was given by the court, and this is after the Law Society of Kenya actually went to court to stop that, citing that one, there wasn't actually adequate public participation involved in the process, and of course it would kind of increase the wage bill of the government and all that kind of process. But then the government has gone ahead. And the head of public service said that despite the court order, they still welcome people, Kenyans who perhaps deem themselves eligible for that kind of position to apply. Prof, are we seeing the first kind of behavior of perhaps the government failing to adhere to the court orders?
The rule of law, adherence to the Constitution, is what you need to move forward as a country. And when those in power try to subvert the law, it's very dangerous for the country. But all countries, all leaderships, everywhere in the world attempt to do that. So that's why we have institutions like Parliament, the judiciary, and citizens through civil society and even ordinary citizens to ensure that governments do not do that. It's unfortunate if that is happening. It's really unfortunate. After all, these positions are not service positions.
And that is where I was wondering.
It's not a service position. It's not like Ruto is saying, I need these people to serve Kenyans. No. Ruto wants to award friends, and he could even give Manyora one, because Manyora is a good man. If he was creating them to serve Kenyans, no government is too big. You cannot say government is bloated. So long as government is being formed, created to serve Kenyans. But this is not to serve Kenyans. This is to award, to take care of people. So we can do away with it.
No, Prof. Okay, you're saying here that the president is trying to award those who he deemed
to reward them, yeah.
Reward discipline. Yes. This sort of reward scheme, we've seen it take place. Of course, we wouldn't have expected a different thing, even if it could be Raila on board. We would definitely
do this. They will do the same.
Expect that he does the same. Now, my question, therefore, is this: President William Ruto, during his campaign, and especially during those days when the BBI debate was actually on high momentum, and he said very well that the other side are so much concerned about creating oppositions, while we are supposed to be talking about. The conversation in the room should be about the economy and how to uplift the hustlers and the Kenyans down there. So my question is this: are we not seeing a president who is now perhaps implementing everything that he opposed at that particular moment? Because he said that the BBI was some sort of a fraud.
President Ruto did not believe in what he was saying. He was campaigning, and that's normal. People look for votes and they say things which they don't believe in, which may not even be true. Because everything they post in the BBI, they are in a hurry to implement. Mudavadi is there hanging in the air.
Yeah, of course. And of course, this idea of Mudavadi is also
Anahang kwa gari.
Confusion.
Gari meja 22 na ya anahang. So they said they were going to implement things of county government funds, funds to counties. The same way BBI was saying now they want to make it more. They would say they were going to have a supplementary budget to do that. This CAS, like you say,
the chief administrative secretary
position.
It's
the same. So they are doing the same thing they said, which they were opposing.
And of course, on Mudavadi's case, the Speaker Moses Wetangula Papa Waroma himself was expected to give a ruling on whether that position is legal or not. And of course, he said it's legal. I mean, are we being taken for a ride as Kenyans? Or what is it? Because
I tell Kenyans, I really mean it. And I've been saying it too many times. But I'm happy there are people who agree with me. They say, Manyora, you are right. The choice is clear. We either want to remain a poor, dirty third world country, or we want to move forward. I've been listening to this clip doing the rounds. All the time I come across it, I watch. On this first guy of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew. You listen to him. To change a country, you just have to be serious and get rid of jokers and charlatans. You have to do serious things that may offend some people. You must move away from this mchezo. No, you can make Mudavadi a powerful person without playing with the constitution. Without making even children wonder, what is this? How was they wanafanya nini? I've said Matiang'i was a powerful minister and everybody knew it. Why don't you give Mudavadi that position that Matiang'i had and add a little more on it? But you neither, then you say it is constitutional, which... So that's it.
Perhaps you think that the speaker is misleading the country?
This is the second. The first one was to say Azimio was not the lead, they had the numbers to be the leader of Maj. That was wrong. That was laughable. This one is another one. It's suckers. When you take suckers to parliament, and I've said this, and I wish Papa Roma Wetangula, my friend, listens. There are three arms of government. Actually, parliament is supposed to be the strongest, the most critical, the most important arm of government. Why? When the parliament sits, it is the people of Kenya sitting. When the parliament makes a decision, it is the people of Kenya making a decision. It is parliament that can disband the other two arms of government. Parliament can tame the president. Parliament can tame even the judiciary. It is the strongest of the three arms. So when the Speaker of Parliament does the things Wetangula has done with the House leadership, and now with the vetting of Mudavadi, everything is gone. We're losing it. Every passing day we are losing an opportunity to take this country where it ought to be the next level.
Yeah, now my question here comes about, you've talked about, of course you've touched on the role of the parliament, or rather the National Assembly, and it's this powerful. I remember when I was in high school, or rather primary, being taught about the roles of the government, of the parliament, and it was like it's supposed to be offering this kind of oversight role, and in fact on the executive. But right now, as I grew up, I realized that there is a very thin line between the executive and the parliament. Is there any parliamentarian right now, can we expect our parliament to stand firm and say this is wrong? Like now in this case of the cabinet the chief administrative secretaries who are being imposed here on Kenyans by the executive. Is our parliament capable or able to stand firm and say this is the right way to go?
This, Matiang'i told you 40% of these guys are wash-wash. Others are semi-literate. Others are quacks, conmen, brokers. You know, they're useless. I don't even see what Azimio is doing vetting Mudavadi. When the Mudavadi came for vetting, they should have walked out. So we cannot vet somebody for a position that doesn't exist. But they are busy chasing allowances and some little, they're useless.
No, tell me, Prof. What then we have a ministry. Let's say, for instance, the Minister of be it Interior or any other thing. This ministry, we have a cabinet secretary.
Yes.
We have a principal secretary.
Yes.
And then there is also what we are now being told of the chief administrative secretary. I mean, what is all this all about? Can't we have some sort of a systematic manner of, because somebody was actually saying that the principal secretary can as well do the work that the cabinet the chief administrative secretary.
They have no work. How many times do you want me to tell you? During the earlier constitution, the former constitution, ministers came from parliament. We had also the position of assistant minister. This one is when we made this constitution, we said we don't want those things called assistant ministers, because the president was using it to reward people. At some point, almost everybody in parliament was an assistant minister. So that the backbench didn't even have people. Everybody was either a minister or an assistant minister. So we said we don't want that. Then Uhuru brought it back through the back door. Chief administrator. Now Ruto is defending the same. I don't understand. But I need one if they give me. But I don't understand. You know, me, I feel so pained. I know not many people love this country the way I love it. So it pains me. We are playing with things that this country has to move forward. The population of this country is going to be 100 million, not so long from now.
How does it pain you yet you say that if I told you you'd be given that position, then you'd actually take it?
You know, I'm a human being. There are two Manyoras. There's a Manyora of body and flesh, and the Manyora, the intellectual. The intellectual me can discuss things away from the Manyora of flesh. You see, because I also have my needs, bodily needs, humanly needs. So if I'm given a position to sustain my body,
you will treat it as any other job.
Yeah, I will take it. But I know it is not a good thing to do. I may not take it. But once we visited Mo a long time ago, and then he gave us money, then we said, it's me who said or some other chap, I think some lady said, now, Moi anatumia pesa kuharibu pesa ya serikali kupatia watu. Now that he has given us this money and we could not refuse, maybe we could not have left State House. Why don't you donate it to a children's home? People almost beat that woman. It is complex, eh? You can criticize something, but like we say, people steal. How many of us would not steal if we are in those positions? So the best way is not to trust that Manyora will not steal. The best way is to make sure stealing is very difficult. And for those who are caught, it must be very painful. That is a better way of dealing with stealing than thinking the people who have not stolen are necessarily good people. I hope you understand that explanation.
Yeah, of course, I get you. But then now, having some sort of a bloated cabinet, Prof, with the kind of times that we are actually in, people are complaining of high cost of living, things are not actually good. And of course, the president, I heard him at that time say that there is that kind of, the 300 billion that he wants actually to cut from, perhaps, I don't know how he expects the treasury perhaps to save on that. But now, how do you say that you want to save, but at the same time you are in this kind of position?
These are IMF things. We know IMF is operating from the background and pushing them. That 300 billion, most of it they are not saying. Most of it will come through retrenchment. People will be retrenched. I think so. So how will you explain retrenching people, freezing employment, retrenching people when you are bringing in useless positions like chief administrative secretary? How will you explain it? Yeah. Well, I think it is tricky, but it's also difficult. You know, when you are in a bad situation such as this country is in, you must bite the bullet. You must do certain uncomfortable things that will make people uncomfortable, but you have to do them. If you are the president and think you will reward everybody with a position, with something, in another 2 years, I'm not a prophet of doom, but unless Ruto changes the way he's doing these things, in another 2 years, he will find himself having big problems.
Do you therefore, Prof,
Yes.
from where you stand, do you therefore think that we could see a president who turns back and decides to follow the constitution, or will he go ahead and work with no regard to the constitution and ensure that this
Let me
position
tell
is
you this.
implemented?
Even Uhuru tried to ignore the constitution, but there's just so far he could go. Today, if you try monkey business with the law and the constitution, you will not go far. The president of the Republic of Kenya is not as president as Jomo Kenyatta or as Moi. No, things have changed. You break the law here and there and people tell you no. I'm telling you. People tell you no. Even the way you appoint people, you may antagonize certain sectors of the society or of government. And people get together and tell you, in our sector here, you cannot give this one for us as a minister of this. You cannot give us this as this. That's where we're headed. People just come and tell you, Your Excellency, we respect you so much. And we in this sector of ours, we cannot have so-and-so as our minister. So-and-so cannot be this and this. This is where we're headed. Because the country is changing. And I'm not the one who loves this country. There are also other people who love this country. And if they see the country is going in the wrong direction, they can also tell the president, politely, quietly, in some private room, please, this is wrong. So I don't expect Ruto to break the laws of the land. I don't think he'll go in that direction. Because it will not work.
Well, thank you so much. There you have it from Professor Herman Manyora. Definitely, that's a very good point to wrap up this conversation. But of course, we hope that the president will see it in his wisdom to make sure that he does only what is within the constitution. And we hope that as Kenyans, we're going to seek the right guidance and ensure, as we always wait here to see how he'll be managing. Of course, he's got already 1 month in office. We are yet to see anything positive that the president has done. And here we are, Prof. Let's wait and see.
Correct.
And of course,
and
people
pray
are saying,
for him.
and pray for him, and give him time. But of course, we do hope that these conversations will shape some of the decisions that these people will be making, as they know very well that these are the views that Kenyans have on board. Well, till we meet next time again, have yourself a very lovely day. I've been your host, Evans Okinyi.